After 10 years of Fine Gael in government, the housing crisis has gone from bad to worse. They always claim that housing is complicated, but here's 5 ways to solve the housing crisis. Number 1, build public housing. In the period from the early 1930s to the mid-1950s, the state built over 100,000 public homes, over 55% of all homes built. In the 1960s, social housing accounted for 31% of all homes built, but in the 2000s this figure was only 10.8%. If Part 5 and voids are removed, only 4,445 new social homes were built in 2019. Only about half of those were built by councils, the rest were built by approved housing bodies. Considering that there were 68,693 households on waiting lists in the country, these numbers are shockingly low. Building large-scale social housing would house those on waiting lists, but it would also help reduce rents in the private market. As people on the waiting list gets housed, they get taken out of the private rental market, with a reduction in demand leading to falling rents. Number 2, rent controls. With the average monthly rent in Dublin hitting the €2,000 mark, many ordinary people are finding themselves priced out of the market. This has been the main cause of family homelessness in recent years. Strict rent controls, including rent freezes and forced reductions, are necessary to bring rents down to an affordable level. Number 3, open up the housing list. The current government is working on new proposals for what is called cost rental schemes. This is where rents are charged at the cost of construction but below market levels. This proposal creates a third tier in housing provision. You have social housing for the poor, private housing for high income earners, and now a third tier of cost rental housing for medium income earners. Instead, we should be opening up the social housing waiting lists to households on any income. Just like in most other European countries, this would create mixed communities where everyone pays rent according to their income. Public housing should be built in large scale to high quality and available to all. Number 4, implement a housing first policy. Many individuals in homelessness have more complex needs such as mental health or addiction. A housing first policy, such as the one in Finland, would ensure that housing is provided as a first step to looking after people with additional needs. Then appropriate services should be provided for anyone that needs it. Putting people into crowded hostels is not a solution to homelessness. Number 5, compulsory purchase empty homes. According to the CSO, there were 245,460 empty homes in 2016. More than half of these were located in towns and villages rather than in rural or remote areas. The state could use compulsory purchase orders to take any vacant property if the owner can't be found or refuses to engage. However, in 2018 there were only 112 CPO cases in Ireland. Between 2010 and 2015 there were only an average of 22 per year. If the government decided to CPO vacant homes, they could be used to immediately clear the social housing waiting lists. As this list shows, solving the housing crisis is a matter of political will. In a socialist society, people would be housed according to their need, not on the whim of a market of greedy landlords.